Rolling.
That medical report, on the last occasion, Mr. Counsel was not there. Medical report I have given, Lordship can just see, of Kamal Dihingia. Today it has come up for that purpose. The second page, Lordship can see, the medical report. With due regards, I would like to inform you that the above mentioned jail inmate is having lower back pain associated with generalized body weakness, and accordingly he was examined and provided a necessary conservative treatment at jail hospital. Then he was referred to AMC and AMC hospital for further evaluation and treatment of the said problems. Now he is taking the same medication as per advised by AMCH Dibrugarh doctor's prescription at jail hospital. So he is only suffering from back pain and general weakness, what I can see from their report. And the medicines are also prescribed in the other two pages for backache and weakness.
My lord, your lordship will kindly see page 25 of my miscellaneous application. IA 188.
This report was of 18th of March.
Last paragraph, your lordship will see. In this regard, I am making the sample prayer for under Rule 15 emergency release and Rule 44 the prison rules of the government of Assam to grant clemency to my father in view of the deteriorating health condition and allow him to undergo treatment in the premises of Assam Medical College Dibrugarh under police custody, as his health is deteriorating day by day in the unable to take solid food. He is presently surviving through saline treatment and requires special medical attention. In this regard, we request your authority, so and so, so and so. So, my lord, this accused is about 75 years old, and he is a cultivator. And your lordship knows the lifespan generally maximum 80 years. Now, my lord, my only prayer with your lordship is that a thorough checkup of my client in the Assam Medical College, your lordship.
That has been done.
Mistaken.
That has been done.
That is only for one day, my lord. My lord, my doubt is that back pain is caused sometimes for kidney trouble. And here also, it is the doctor here says deteriorative lumbar spondylitis with multiple disc lesion, chronic kidney disease for. This is my prayer. My lord, only let there be a thorough checkup in a medical college, admitting him for 1 or 2 days, my lord. And if your lordship give this much of
Yes, John.
Lordship, although he was taken to AMCH and he was given the medications, but Lordship, yes, Lordship can direct the authorities to take him again to medical college
Under police custody.
under
Yes.
police custody. That can be-
Yes.
considering his age, my lord, and deteriorating health condition.
As far as the bail application of merit is concerned, I'm yet to file my my
That,
objection.
That will
I'll
be
file.
considered.
heard Mr. A.C. Bourbon, the senior counsel, assisted by Mr.
Ritam Singh.
Ritam Singh.
Vikram Singh, the
RDDTO.
counsel for the applicant. Stop. Also heard as Jahan, learned additional public prosecutor for the state of Assam. Stop. The learned public prosecutor has produced a medical report in respect of the applicant. No, not the applicant. He is the convict.
Convict matter.
Applicant plus convict, he is applicant.
Is it an applicant?
Kamal Dihingia. Applicant in the IA.
Applicant. Which indicates that he is having lower back pain associated with generalized body weakness. And he was examined in the Assam Medical College and Hospital, Dibrugarh. Stop. Para. Further perusal of records would particularly page 25 of the present I indicates which is the request by the son, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Son of the applicant indicates that his father, that the applicant is suffering from degenerative lumbar spondylosis with multiple disc lesion, comma, chronic kidney disease for the last 6 months, and he is unable to take solid food, and he's surviving through saline treatment. The medical report produced by the Leonard PP today does not indicate as to whether appropriate treatment has been given with regard to the as reported by his son in the letter dated 13/2/2023 addressed to the Superintendent Central Jail, Dibrugarh, Assam. Accordingly, comma, we direct the Superintendent Central Jail, Dibrugarh, to have a thorough investigation oblique checkup of the petitioner with regard to any other disease that he may be suffering from. In the which same hospital,
Same hospital, Assam Medical
in the
College.
Assam Medical College and Hospital, Dibrugarh, under police custody. Draft of medical report shall be produced by the Leonard Assistant Additional Public Prosecutor. Stop. How much time would you require?
2 weeks, 10
Yes,
days would be
yes,
enough. He will be taken.
List the matter again up to 2 weeks. In the meantime, you can file your affidavit with
Right.
regard to the bill.
In the main appeal, records, I don't think so. It has been
Medical report copy even get us.
report.
Report.
A report, he wants a copy, I can give him. I'll
Yeah.
give him.
Only one.
You
Obligement.
put it- That I need not pass orders.
Ma'am.
Not- And main appeal, LCR is not received as of,
Okay, in the main appeal. LC has not received.
it's not shown in the list. LCR isn't, nah.
Has it been received? Nothing. You heard Mr. A.C. Program, Leonard Senior Counsel assisted by so and so. For the appellant. Also heard Mr. MS S. Jahan, the additional public prosecutor for the state of Assam. Stop. This appeal was admitted on 15/3/2022. Registry is directed to send a reminder calling for the LCS. List the matter again after 3 weeks.
Hmm?
The other one also, IA also, we can have it after 3 weeks.
Ma'am.
Yeah,
Ma'am.
IA also make it 3 weeks.
Obligement.
Okay.
Item 2, 3, and 4, hearing.
My pleasing lordship, kindly adjourn the matter for 2 weeks as my senior is out of state.
Who's your senior?
Mr. PJ Soikia.
On request made on behalf of Mr. PJ Cycle and counsel for the appellant in criminal appeal 150 of 2017. This the matter after 2 weeks.
Item 5,
Wait, please. Lord.
Hmm. Yes.
Wait,
please.
wait. No, this is an appeal against the order of grant of bail dated 17/10/17. The impugn order is at page 87.
Who's on the other side? Anybody was happening?
Malak, in the list, Malak, that is Crow's name is there. I don't know. That is,
Notice has been served.
Malak, but they have appeared, Malak. Your lordship may kindly see the list. In the list, the name has been shown for the advocate.
Crow is a Mason. The Islam.
Yeah.
None appears. Let us give them a chance. But Mr.
Decadal.
Dekedas, Leonard Senior Counsel. Assisted by
My GD Chaudhary, she has gone to the other court for mentioning. GD Chaudhary.
J.D. Chowdhury, Leonard Counsel for the appellant oblique NIA.
Let me record mine.
Your good name?
M. Burman,
M. Barman.
M. Burman. FC is FC.
Stop. None appears for the respondents. List the matter again after 2 weeks or 1 week? 2
Well,
weeks. 2 weeks.
There is High Court function, etc. Thank you.
Cheek.
May it please your lordship.
Hmm.
In this matter, my lord, it's a 302 conviction. Prosecution case is based on the witnesses number 1, 2, and 6, my lord. 1 and 2 happen to be the eyewitnesses, my lord. FIR is at page 4, my lord, of the paperwork.
Yes.
Informant is happened to be the mother-in-law of the accused, my lord. Her father-in-law was succumbed to death by the accused, my lord, due to some quarrelsome situation in between wife and the husband, accused and his wife, my lord. With due respect, I beg to state around 11 AM on 13/5/16, my husband Robin Das and I went to the house of the above name accused to leave my daughter Sri Maloya Das there. We had a discussion so that he would look after and treat my daughter well. Just after the discussion, when my husband was coming out of the room of the said accused, the latter dealt several blows on the head of the former with an axe, thereby causing his intentions death on his courtyard. Be it mentioned here that the accused also says at my daughter, whom we had taken along to live there, and me with the intention of hacking us, but we somehow fled the scene and escaped from the jaws of death. Being helpless, I have taken the legal recourse. Since we were busy in the funeral rituals of the deceased, the lodging of this affair got delayed. PW1 starts at page 9, my lord. Says the informant and wife of the deceased, madam.
The mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law is 1. I am the complainant in the case. This is Robidas was my husband. Accused Arup Das alias Kalamani is my son-in-law. Accused has married my younger daughter Maloya Das. The incident had taken place at about 11 a.m. on the 30th day of last Bohag, April-May. The incident took place in the house of the accused at village Doisingri under Patasarkusi PS. My daughter Malaya Das came to our house 2 days before the incident. She told us that she had came to our house as the accused had assaulted her. On the day of occurrence, I and my husband Robin Das went to the house of the accused, taking Malaya Das along. Accused Arup Das was sleeping when we reached his house. On our arrival, accused woke up and we talked inside the room. We, that is my husband and I, told our son-in-law, "Why do you keep quarreling, Baba?" Immediately to get up from the bed, immediately he got up from the bed, and about that time, as my husband was coming out of the room, he took an axe and hacked my husband Robin Das with it. My husband immediately fell on the country yard outside the room. I raised scream. Malaya Das also raised hue and cry. Accused says us to inflict cuts to us too. We rushed to the road raising hue and cry. The neighbors gathered there. The cut was inflicted near the neck of my husband. After chasing us, the accused again dealt cut to my husband. Immediately, somebody called for an ambulance and accordingly, an ambulance arrived there. My husband Robin Das was taken to Patsala Hospital in injured condition. Doctor of the hospital declared my husband dead. Post-mortem examination was done on the dead body of the husband. Police handed over the dead body to us and we performed the funeral rites in the village. The entire body of my husband was smeared with blood. Police came and questioned me. I heard that police had seized the axe. There was no argument between the accused and us. I myself lost the ejahar with the PS. I put my thumb impression on the ejahar. I put my thumb impression after the ejahar had been written up and read over to me. The ejahar was written as per my version. In cross, the accused married Malaya following a love affair. We used to sell country liquor. My husband and I loved the accused. I could not imagine that accused would kill my husband in that manner. The incident took place all of a sudden. My husband was an able-bodied person. The accused was sleeping while we reached there. It is not a fact that on the day of occurrence, going there, in drunken state, my husband abused the accused, calling him a dog. It is not a fact that as my husband used to consume liquor, the accused often forbade him to consume liquor. The accused asked us not to sell liquor. We resell liquor. I don't know why the accused got enraged. It is not a fact that I did not state to police that Malaya had come to our house 2 days before. The incident as accused had assaulted her. It is not a fact that I did not tell police that I had asked accused Arup Das as why do you quarreling, Baba. It is not a fact that I did not state to police that the accused had hacked my husband in the neck with an axe while he were coming out of the room and that my husband had fallen down with his legs inside the room and upper portion of his body on the country yard. It is not a fact that I did not state to police that I had seen blood on the person of my husband, that the accused had again inflicted cuts to my husband and he had chased us to cut us too. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence against the accused. It is not a fact that my husband made the accused excited by rebuking him before the incident. The accused did not reply when we were talking to him. No case was instituted with regard to the accused assaulting Malaya. Page 12, PW2, Srimati Malaya Das, she happened to be the wife of the accused, my lord. Complainant Rita Das is my mother. Accused Arup Das is my husband. It had been about 10 months since the incident. I went to the house of my parents on the previous day of the incident. 2 days after, my parents took me to the house of the accused, that is, my husband, to leave me there. The accused was sleeping when we arrived there. As the accused used to torture and beat me up, my parents persuaded him not to do so. After saying this, when my father was coming out of the room of the accused, my husband, that is, the accused, took an axe and hacked my father Robin Das on the neck with it. When my mother and I offered resistance to the accused, he seized us to assault us too. My father fell down. Having sustained the cut injury, my father fell down on the ground with his legs inside the room and upper portion of his body on the courtyard. A large quantity of blood came out from the person of my father. My mother and I came out raising hue and cry. The accused went back to the place of occurrence and again hacked my father. The neighbors took my father to Patsala for treatment. My father died, and later on we did the funeral. I led the conjugal life with the accused for about 2.5 years. We have a daughter. Police questioned me. Personally, I have been staying in my parental house. In Cross, country liquor was sold in my parental home. I had a love affair with the accused. When we 3 persons, namely my father, mother, and I, arrived at the house of the accused, the latter was sleeping on the bed. The incident had taken place after a while of our arrival there. The incident took place all of a sudden. It is not a fact that on the day of occurrence, my father rebuked the accused. I could not imagine that such an incident would take place in the house of the accused. I did not state to police that the accused had seized us to assault and that he had come back and had assaulted my father again. It is not a fact that I did not state to police that my father had sustained injury and that he had fallen down in between the room and the country yard. I did not state to police that my parents had come to leave me in the house of the accused. The accused did not utter anything when my father was persuading him. It is not a fact that we were the ones who rebuked the accused. Number 3 is the neighbor, my lord. His name is Narayan Das. Complainant Rita Das is mother-in-law and accused Arup Das of the accused Arup Das. Malaya Das is wife of the accused, the house accused in front of my house. I have a shop in my house. The house of the accused 20 feet away from that of mine, and both the houses are separated by a road. The incident had taken place about 8 months back. On the day of occurrence, I heard the accused had cut his father-in-law, Robin Das. There was a hue and cry immediately after the incident had taken place. The accused has a daughter. Police questioned me and recorded my statement. At this stage, the witness is declared hostile. It is not a fact that while giving statement to police, I stated as having heard a hue and cry in the house of Kalamani. I went there and saw Arup Das Kalamani there with an axe in his hand. He had already dealt several cut blows to his father-in-law, Robin Das, with the axe, as result of which Robin Das was lying there in a pool of blood. After a while, Arup Das left the place on a bicycle with the axe. I witnessed this much. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence concealing the truth, as the accused is my neighbor. I was called upon police visit. I was called when police visited. Suddenly, today I have deposed the truth in the court. I came back from Satra at about 11 a.m. on the day of occurrence. The accused, his mother, elder brother, elder brother, and wife reside in his house, and he used to live a normal life. PW4 and PW5, these two are the seizure witnesses, my lord. While they are confirming some puja rituals in one of the persons at whose house that bicycle and the axe was recovered, they deposed to that extent, my lord. I don't know accused PW4 Binod Ozir. I don't know accused and the complainant. While I was attending the Manasa Puja in house of Kumud Talukdar of the village Hutanta Mohipara, I heard from others that police had come to the house of Modhu Talukdar and that the police had found a bicycle and an axe tied to that bicycle. I immediately went there. Police seized the bicycle and axe. As I was nearby, I stood as a witness. I am the secretary of the village folks. So and so the bicycle and the axe. This is sentence is incomplete, my lord. That Caesar list exhibit 1 is his signature and bicycle is exhibit 1 and X is exhibit 1 and the material exhibit that is the exhibit 2, that is the bicycle, my lord.
What does he mean by secretary of the village folks?
Probably he happened to be secretary of some village institutions, my lord. That is not very clear in translation portion. my-
Gaupura kind of people maybe.
Bound-
Gaupura,
Maybe.
maybe.
Assamese version has to be. read
I'll
out, my
I'll
lord.
check mine.
In cross, he stated that he don't know in which connection bicycle and X were seized. I did not read the seizure list at page 17, my lord. Page 18, PW5, that Sandon Talukdar. He is also deposing in the same line, my lord. He happened to be exhibit 1, 2 is his signature in that seizure list, my lord. In a similar manner, deposing by the PW4. He is reiterating the same, my lord. In cross, page 19, I did not see what remained written up in the seizure list at the time of my putting signature on it. This kind of bicycle and axe are available in all households. I did not state to police that I heard over phone or from others that certain boy had killed. I don't know who was owner of the bicycle. I don't know how the bicycle and the axe appeared in the enclosed yard of Modhu Talukdar. Modhu Talukdar is a person, my lord, in whose house that bicycle and axe was kept lying, my lord. And from where that on getting information by the investigation officer, he says from his house, my lord. All these two witness exhibits, my lord. PW6 is the brother of the accused, my lord. My name is Raman Das. The accused present here is my younger brother. Complainant Srimati Rita Das is the mother-in-law of accused. Srimati Malaya Das is my sister-in-law. That is the wife of the accused. This is Robin Das was the father-in-law of the accused. The incident had taken place on 13/5/16 at about 9 a.m. on the day of occurrence. I was near our Gaon Panchayat office. At that time, Srimati Rita Das, Robin Das, and Malaya Das with her child came across me on the way. They asked whether Arup Das, alias Kalamani, was available in the house. I replied that he was available in the house. Immediately, Robin came to the house of Gambura, village headman of our village. And as he could not meet the Gambura, they went to the house of the accused Arup. Two other persons came along with them. At that time, my mother was washing the dishes, utensils to cook food. After a while, I heard a hue and cry in our house from the place where I was. Having heard the hue and cry raised by the villagers, I came to the house. I saw that villagers had gathered there. I found Robin Das lying with his head towards the veranda of the house with cut injuries. Blood was coming out from his body. I immediately called for an 108 ambulance and took Robin Das to Patsala Subdivision Civil Hospital. He succumbed to the injuries in the hospital. I saw cut injuries on the back of the head and ear of Robin Das. Dead body of Robin Das was brought to the Patsala police outpost. Police said that postmortem examination should be held on the dead body. Police held inquest on the dead body of Robin Das. Police came to the hospital. Exhibit 2 is the inquest report and Exhibit 2.1 is my signature. After getting the postmortem examination done, police handed over the dead body to the complainant. I heard the complainant and other people saying that accused had cut Robin Das with an axe. On coming to the accused, I saw the accused with an axe in his hand and leaving towards the west of the house and on a bicycle immediately. Bloodstains were present on the axe, which was in the hand of the accused. The accused is also addressed as Kalamani at home. My statement was recorded by magistrate in the court. Exhibit 3 is the statement given in the court and Exhibit 3.1, 3.2 are my signatures. Police took my statement. I have not been in taking terms in cross, my lord. I have not been in talking terms with the accused since 2 to 3 months prior to the incident. We dine separately. Nowadays, I work in a hotel in Guwahati. I don't know under what circumstance Robin was sustained injury. It is not a fact that Robin Das did not go to call the Gambura. The house of the Gambura is not visible from the Panchayat office. It is not a fact that I did not state to police or in my statement given in the court that my mother was cleaning the dishes and that complainant Rita Das screamed that Arup Das had cut Robin Das. It is not a fact that I did not state to police or my statement given in the court that I saw cut injuries on the ear and backside of head of Robin. Accused does delay daily wage worker for living. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence as I have not been in talking terms with the accused for a long time. I did not see for what the argument took place amongst the complainant, Robin Das and the accused. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence against the accused. PW7 is the mother of the victim, mother of the accused, my lord, Nilima Bala Das. Accused Arup Das alias Kalamani is my son. Srimati Malaya Das is my daughter-in-law. I know complainant. This is Robin Das was father-in-law of the accused. On the previous day of the incident, a quarrel took place between the accused and Malaya. They have a minor daughter. After the quarrel, Malaya went to the mother's house. On the day of occurrence, Robin Das, the complainant mother-in-law of the accused, Malaya Das, and 2 other persons came. At the time, I went to the tube well behind the house to clean the dishes. The accused and we dined separately. The accused was in the house. Argument took place among them. There was commotion. I rushed there and found Robin Das lying with his head towards the veranda of the house with cut injuries on his person. The accused assaulted Robin Das with an axe. Blood was coming out from the body of Robin Das. People gathered there. Immediately, my son Roman Das and other person took Robin Das to Patsala Civil Hospital by 108 ambulance, but in the hospital, Robin Das was declared dead. My statement was recorded in the court. I put my thumb impression in the statement. Police also took my statement. Postmortem examination was held on the dead body of Robin Das, and then it was handed over to the complainant. In cross, earlier I had not seen the two persons who came along with the complainant. I don't know why the said two persons had come along with Maloya and others. The tube well is behind our house. I don't know what the argument between the complainant, Robin Das, and Maloya on the and the accused was. I don't know under what circumstance Robin Das sustained injury. The accused works on daily wage laborer for living. The relation between the accused and Maloya was normal. The accused was unwell on the day of complainant and the others visited his house, and he did not eat anything. I don't know what the complainant and the boys accompanying her talked to the accused. PW8 is Damodar Das, my lord. He is a laborer and having a stationery shop near the house of the accused, my lord. I know Arup Das, alias Kalamani, present in the dock. The house of the accused is nearby that of ours. I have a shop in front of my house itself. On the day of incident, while I was coming from the market, I came to know on the way that the accused has hacked his father-in-law Robin Das. People had already gathered here when I reached there. Police came, police called me and took my statement. At this stage, PW is declared as hostile witness. It is not a fact that in course of my statement before the police, I stated as follows. Around 11 a.m. today, I was not in shop. My shop is in front of the Kalamani's house. All of a sudden, I heard a hue and cry in Kalamani's house, whereupon I rushed there and saw Kalamani holding an axe in his hand and father-in-law Robin Das smeared with blood lying on the courtyard. Kalamani, armed with blood-stained axe, rode out and went away towards southern direction riding a bicycle. Kalamani hacked his father in his father-in-law with an axe. Though the injured person was taken to Patsala Medical by 108, he succumbed to his injuries. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence by concealing the truth of the for the sake of the accused. In cross, I have spoken the truth to the court. At the time of incident, I was not in the shop, but had gone to the market. I do not know how Robin Das had sustained injuries. I arrived there only after Robin Das had been taken to the hospital. The accused has normal relation with his wife. Page 27, PW9, Saifullah Khan, he is the executive magistrate, my lord. He has done the inquest on the dead body, my lord. Page 29, last para, my lord. It is stated, the second para, my lord. I noticed following on the dead body, eyes, mouth, and so far as neck is concerned, at para 3, my lord, it is stated. Page 27, my lord. PW9. Third para, my lord, the injuries that he has written, my lord. On the neck portion, blood spotted, hand and feet, blood and mud spotted. Head, so far as head is concerned, it's deeply injured. Injury marks, front side and back side of the others. Deep wound marks of backside and also beside the ear, front side of the head also. And inquest report is exhibited at exhibit 2. 2.2 is his signature, my lord. In cross, it is stated, I have not mentioned my report when and where the body was found. I have not mentioned in my report when, in which place and in whose accompanied when he was alive, discussed with him. I have also not mentioned the cause of death. I have not also mentioned the injuries caused by what weapon. The complete address and father's name of the witnesses has not mentioned in my report. Page 29, the deposition of PW2, who happened to be the conducting medical doctor, my lord, who has conducted the post-mortem, my lord. On 13/5/16, when I was posted at medical and health officer on duty, the Department of Forensic Medicine, Fakhruddin Ali Ahmed Medical College and Hospital, Borpeta. On the day, I have conducted post-mortem examination on the dead body of Robin Das, aged about so-and-so, name son of so-and-so. Address is there in connection with Patsala OPZD entry number 295 dated 13/5/16. On general examination, I found as follows. An average build male body, swarthy complexion, rigor mortis present over whole body. And thereafter, my lord, last line, upper body and wearing garments were soaked with blood. Next part is injury, my lord. There are 4 injuries mentioned in the report, my lord, in his deposition as well as post-mortem report also. Cut injuries are present, my lord. Number 1, one sharp wound present over left side of upper neck just below the lower end of the left and size are there, my lord. Similarly, 2, 3, 4 are also there, my lord. Next, my lord, on examination of perineum and spinal canals, scalp is described as has multiple soft wounds and dissection, dissection, diffused hematoma, and contusion seen in the whole scalp. In my lord, opinion of death, page 31, my lord. After describing all the organs, in opinion, death was due to hemorrhage and shock resulting from injuries sustained over neck. All injuries were antemortem and caused by heavy, sharp cutting weapon, which is homicidal in nature. Exhibit 4 is the postmortem report and 4.1 is my signature. 4.2 is the signature of S.I. Borbuya, Professor and Head FAAMCH, Borpeta. In cross-examination, it is stated, I have not sent any part of the body for future investigation. Without sending any further examination, I have opined that injury caused by heavy, sharp cutting. PW 11, page 32 is the investigating officer, my lord. On 13/5/16, I was discharging as in charge Bagmara under Patasarkusi PS. On the day at about 12:40 p.m., I got information from Sri Parthapratim Biswas in charge of Patsala Police Outpost over phone that at village Dangsaiguri, one Robin Das was assaulted by his son-in-law Orup Das Kalamani and sustained grievous injuries for which he was brought to Patsala CHC for treatment. But in the CHC, he was declared dead. The information was entered at Bagmara OP ZD entry such and such dated 13/5/16 and proceeded to the place of occurrence. Exhibit 5 is the said ZD entry. The place of occurrence is the house of accused Orup Das. Immediately, I prepared the sketch map. Exhibit 6 is the sketch map and 6.1 is my signature. I took the statement of the witnesses at the place of occurrence, though I searched the accused to apprehend but could not trace his whereabouts. Thereafter, I rushed to Patsala CHC and found that dead body of Robin Das was lying there, and in the meantime, Sri Saifullah Khan conducted inquest over the dead body of Robin Das. The dead body was sent for post-mortem examination to FAAMCH, Borpeta. On that very day, I had also got an information that an axe has been lying in the backside of Madhuram Talukdar of village Khanapara, PS Patasargusi. Immediately, I rushed there and seized the axe and a bicycle lying in the backside of the house of Madhuram Talukdar. In presence of witnesses, material exhibit X is the X and material exhibit 2 is the bicycle. I have seen the says X and the bicycle in the court. Exhibit 1 is treasure list and exhibit 1-3 is my signature. After completion of postmortem examination, the body of Robin Das was handed over to his family members. As per requisition, the statement of witnesses, namely Srimati Nilima Bala Das, that is PW8, and Raman Das, that is PW7, my lord, were recorded before the magistrate under 164 CRPC. On 15/5/16, the Azahar was lodged by, it's not Gita Das, it's Rita Das, my lord, wife of the deceased Robin Das. On receipt of the Azahar, I entered the name of Bagmara OP Sachanchas dated 15/5/16, and the same was forwarded to the OC Patasarkusi to register a case in proper section of law, and accordingly a case was registered as Patasarkusi PS case number 288/16 under section 302 IPC. Since I had continued preliminary investigation on the strength of the ZD entry, as such, I have been entrusted by the OC Patasarkusi to investigate the case and to file FF. The informant had put thumb impression in the Azahar. Exhibit 7 is Azahar. Exhibit 7 is my signature. During the investigation, accused was absconding, but on 19/5/16, the accused Arup Das Kalamani was arrested by the Vasistha police station and thereafter handed over to me. Thereafter, I collected the postmortem examination report. After completion of the investigation of the case, case has been charge sheeted under section 302 IPC against accused Arup Das alias Kalamani. Exhibit 8 is the charge sheet and exhibit 81 is my signature. Witness Narayan Das, that is PW3, my lord, stated before me under section 161 CRPC that on heard hue and cry in the house of accused Kalamani, he rushed there and saw accused Kalamani alias Arup Das was standing in his house armed with an axe, and in the meantime he dealt several blows on his father-in-law Robin Das. As a result of Robin Das was lying in the pool of blood. Thereafter accused Arup Das by a bicycle armed with the axe fled away, which he had seen. PW8 Damodar Das stated before me under section 161 CRPC that today about 8 AM while he was in his shop, which is situated in front of the house of the Kalamani, then he heard hue and cry in the house of Kalamani, and admittedly he rushed there and saw accused Kalamani was standing in his house armed with a bloodstained axe and his father-in-law. Robin Das was lying with injury in the country yard in a pool of blood. After some time, accused Kalamani fled away from his house by a bicycle armed with the said bloodstained axe. He has also threatened someone. Thereafter, 108 ambulance brought injured Robin Das to the hospital, but he was declared dead. In cross, he stated, my lord, there is no identification mark in the said bicycle and the said axe that those are belong to the accused. PW1 Rita Das did not state before me that Maloya came to my house since he was assaulted by accused Arup Das about 2 days back of the day of occurrence. Witnesses Rita Das did not state before me that she asked the accused as to why he used to enter quarrel. Witnesses Rita Das did not state before me that as and when she just come out of the room, then accused armed with an axe assaulted her husband on his neck. As a result, on her husband fell on the doorsteps, and his legs were inside the room, and upper side as well as the head was lying on the country yard side. Witness Sandan Talukdar did not state before me under section 161 CRPC that one boy assaulted someone. It is not a fact that I have submitted the charge sheet against the accused without investigate the case properly with intent to harass the accused. In 313 deposition, my lord, page 35 is relating to the sentence of the accused, my lord, where he only prayed as page 36, that last line, I pray to you, exonerate me since in my first crime, and I promise that I shall never do the crime in future. In page 37, that it is also 313, my lord, regarding the questionnaire on the basis of the depositions, my lord, where in all these answers, he just admitted the relationship between the persons concerned, my lord, with his brother, mother, as well as his wife, sister, father-in-law, and mother-in-law, my lord. And no such quarreling part or any other part regarding that leads to assault, ultimately assault. He did not make any explanation to that extent, my lord. Page 39, second question. PW, my lord, got it. PW2, Srimati Malaya Das has stated in evidence that informant Rita Das, this is Robin Das, and you are her mother, father, and husband respectively. That 2 days prior to the incident, she went to her parental home as you had assaulted her. What is your reply? The relationship as cited above are true, but I don't make any assault on her. So far as recovery of bicycle and axe is concerned, my lord, it is question number 1, 2, 3, page 40. Sri Vinod Uzir, that question is there, my lord. To that extent, he replied regarding material exhibits, seizure of material exhibits, that I am not aware of this. And so far as his relationship with brother, last question in the same page 40, my lord. PW6, Roman Das, it starts as such. In answer, he says it is true that relationship is tried to be established with the brother, my lord. And so far as hacking part is concerned, the next question, page 41, my lord. PW6 has further stated that on the day of the incident, Rita Das, Robin Das, and Malaya Das with her child and 2 other persons went to your house, that after a while he heard the rocks that villagers gathered there, and going there, he found Robin Das with cut injuries on his person, lying there with his head towards the veranda of your house, that he was bleeding, that a 108 ambulance was called and he was taken to Patsala Subdivisional Hospital by it, and Robin Das passed away in the hospital itself. What is your reply? He stated, I did not hack him. And in the same page, page 41, last question, PW7, Srimati Nilima Bala Das has stated evidence that quarrel had taken place between you and your wife Malaya on the previous day of the incident, and Malaya had gone to her parental home. What is your reply? He stated it's a false. In page 48, that is the last question of 313, my lord, where it is stated, I do not, do you want to adduce any evidence? It is stated that, last question, my lord. I do not want to adduce defense witness evidence. So far as judgment is concerned, my lord, it starts from page 49. And after analyzing, I'm going to read the analysis part, my lord, instead of reiterating the all evidences. So far as PW1 is concerned, my lord, kindly turn to page 52, para 15. The analysis of the learned court below, my lord.
Oh.
In cross-examination, she stated that PW PW stated that as to why the accused felt angry with the which they did not know, because which them it ought to be. They did not know state to him, and as such thing which may cause angry to him. The occurrence took place suddenly. She stated that her deceased husband was a healthy man. She further stated that while they were talking when the accused did not give any reply, except some suggestion made by the defense side. There are no such materials that the defense able to discard her evidence in the direct questions put to her in cross-examination. The defense side has failed to check out and doubt in her evidence. The defense side has failed to discard the evidence of PW2. Next, that explanation part, discussion part is there on 16, para 16, para 17. Analysis of PW2 is there. In cross-examination, she stated that on the day of occurrence, while they rushed to the house of the accused, then they found the accused was sleeping. The occurrence took place suddenly. While her father was trying to understand accused, then the accused did not reply. It should be did not, madam, did not reply to him. Further, she is in the cross-examination. She in the cross-examination replied that her parents had sold country liquor and there was love affair between accused and himself. It appears that cross-examination, the defense side has failed to bring any doubt of the evidence of PW2. The defense side has failed to discard the evidence except some suggestion. Thereafter, court has discussed the evidence of PW6, that is Raman Das, the brother of the deceased person, my lord. After pointing out his version, para 20, it is stated, page 53, my lord. He deposed that his statement by the police and his statement was he deposed that his statement by the police and his statement was also recorded before the magistrate. Exhibit 3 is his statement, and therefore before the magistrate, and exhibit 31, 32, 33 are his signatures. In the cross-examination, he stated that from 2 months back to the occurrence, there was no conversation with the accused and he used separate kitchen. He stated he does not know on what circumstance Robin Das sustained injuries. Further, he stated that even he had seen in what connection there were altercation between the accused and Robin Das. On perusal of para 22, on perusal of his evidence, it appears that though he had not seen on what circumstance Robin Das was assaulted, but just the occurrence was just of the occurrence, he rushed his house and saw Robin Das was lying on the floor and of their house with cut injuries, with oozing blood, and accused was standing on the veranda, armed with an axe, and after some time, accused fled away by bicycle from the house. except some suggestions, there was no such reply of the PW6 that defense side able to discard his evidence. Rather, his evidence has supported the prosecution case since since he witnessed that accused was standing in the veranda of the house just after the occurrence armed with the axe, and the cut injured body with oozing blood of Robin Das and lying in the veranda near to him and immediately occurred fled away from the place of occurrence by his bicycle with axe. Such circumstances as well as evidences have clearly supported the involvement of the accused of the occurrence. Further, he stated that he had witnessed the deceased Robin Das and his wife and daughter while they entered into house of the accused. On the other hand, he is the elder brother of the accused and have been residing in the same house. He appears a truthful witness of this case, being the brother of the accused who do not try to escape from deposing the fact he witnessed. Next para 23, PW7 Srimati Nilima Bala Das deposed that accused Arup Das alias Kalamani is her son and Srimati Malaya Das PW2 in her daughter-in-law, and deceased Robin Das is the father-in-law and informant PW1 is the mother-in-law of the accused. She deposed that they have separate kitchen. PW7 deposed that since there was quarrel between accused with his wife Malaya Das PW2, as such, she went to the house of her parents. On the day of occurrence, Robin Das, Malaya Das, and informant Srimati Rita Das PW1 came to the house of the accused, and at that time she was washing the utensils in the backside of their house for preparing lunch. At the time of occurrence, accused was in his room. She heard halla. She came to see them, and she saw Robin Das was lying on veranda with cut injury with oozing blood, and his head was on the veranda side. Accused assaulted Robin Das armed with axe. At the hue and cry, the villagers rushed there. Someone called 108 ambulance, and his son Roman Das PW6 and other persons brought Robin Das to Patsala Civil Hospital, but in the hospital Robin Das was declared dead. PW7 deposed that statement was recorded by the police, and her statement was also recorded before the magistrate, wherein she put her thumb impression. After completion of the post-mortem examination, the dead body of the Robin Das was handed over to the informant. Para 26. In the cross-examination, she stated that she doesn't know what altercation took place between accused and his wife Malaya Das. In what circumstances Robin Das sustained injuries, she doesn't know. The analysis part is 27, my lord. On perusal of her evidence, it appears that she had witnessed that on the day of occurrence, Mrs. Robin Das, Malaya Das, and Rita Das came to meet the accused in the house. She heard halla, and she reached to see the halla and saw Robin Das was lying with injuries on the doorstep, lying his head and the veranda side. Further, she stated that accused had assaulted Robin Das armed with an axe. Though she is the mother of the accused, even she did not try to escape from the stating that truth of the case of such her evidence in any way could be discarded. She is the eyewitness of the occurrence. The prosecution side has failed to bring the doubt of her evidence. She has supported the prosecution side. Her evidence has been corroborated with the evidences of other witnesses, namely PW1, 2, and 6, who is her elder son and others. Thereafter, that page 57, para 30, PW2's deposition is there regarding PW10 doctor's deposition is narrated, my lord, regarding the injury part. And page 57 of the paper book, last paragraph, my lord. After opinion is recorded, the learned court below hold that on perusal, last para, my lord, on perusal of his cross-examination that is related to the doctor, I found no any such material to disbelieve his evidence. Para 32 is the analysis from the evidences of PW numbers 10, Deepak Kumar Das, and PW 9, Muhammad Saifullah Khan. That is the magistrate, my lord, who inquested the body. It appears that evidences of both the PW corroborated each other, that deceased has sustained cut injuries over the neck and death was due to hemorrhage and shock resulting from the injuries over the neck caused by heavy sharp cutting weapon, which is homicidal in nature. It reveals that since the injuries are caused by heavy weapon, as such, the seized act supports his injuries. Further, the evidence of postmortem examination report Exhibit 4 itself supported the allegation of the PW number 1 and 2. Para 33, PW3 Sri Narayan Das from para 33 to paragraph 38, my lord, all these related to the analysis portion of evidences, my lord, that has already been deposed. In para 33, instead of reiterating, my lord, kindly peruse the last 5 lines, my lord. Though the PW3 is declared to be hostile, learned court below has also placing reliance on his evidence also, my lord. The line started as, further the circumstances as well as evidence of PW number 1 and 2, my lord, got it,
Yes.
have supported the hostile witnesses. As such, PW3 cannot escape without supporting the evidence of prosecution case. Accordingly, the evidence of PW3 is found that he had witnessed the occurrence just after assaulting the deceased by the accused. Similarly, my lord, page 59 of that continues para 34, my lord, last 2 lines. From their evidences, that is elaboration of 4 and 5, my lord, who has signed the seizure at witness as witness, seizure witness, my lord. From their evidence, last 2 lines, from their evidence, it appears that the police had seized Exhibit 1 and Exhibit 2, the axe and the bicycle. And thereafter, paragraph 35, this is the PW6, Roman Das, brother of the deceased, my lord, brother of the accused, my lord. After Mendes, it appears that while he refused to see place of while he rushed to the place of occurrence, then he saw the accused in front of his house armed with an axe, and after some time he fled away from his house by bicycle with the blood-stained axe, material Exhibit 1. Accordingly, PW8 Sri Damodar Das, who was declared hostile, but later his evidence has been confirmed by the IO, deposed that on the day of occurrence, while he rushed to the place of occurrence, hearing halla in the house of the accused, then he saw the accused was armed a blood-stained axe in ferocious mood, and injured Robin Das was lying nearer to him, and after some time he fled away by bicycle with that axe, material Exhibit 1. From the evidence of PW 6 and 8, it appears that just the occurrence appears that just of occurrence, they rushed to the place of occurrence and they saw the deceased was with the bloodstained axe in front of his house, and thereafter he fled away from the house by bicycle with the axe, which was recovered in the garden of Sri Madhuram Talukdar. It appears that though the said Madhuram Talukdar was not examined, even there the defense side has failed to chalk out the doubt of the sager. Furthermore, PW 11 Sri Pradeep Haloi, the investigating officer, deposed that during the investigation he got an information that an axe has been lying in the backside of Madhuram Talukdar of village Paharpara, PS Patasarkusi, and then he immediately rushed there and seized the axe and bicycle which was lying in the back side of the house Madhuram Talukdar. In presence of witnesses, Exhibit 1 is seized axe and material Exhibit 1, the seized axe which has seen in the court during his evidence. PW number 6 and 8 have supported that the seized axe was used by the accused in occurrence. Furthermore, the evidence of PW 11 has shown that just occurrence of the seized Exhibit X was recovered, which was used by the accused during the occurrence. It is clearly established beyond doubt that the IO has able to seize the X which was used by the accused in the occurrence. It appears that injuries sustained by the injured is sufficient to cause death. On the basis of that corroboration, that paragraph 36, the evidence of PW1 is corroborated with PW2 on the day of occurrence. They come to house accused along with husband, father Robin Das. After discussion of accused assaulted him with the axe and result of the as a result he died. Fathers PW6 Roman Das, brother of the accused, PW and PW7 Srimati Nilima Bala Das, mother of the accused, have supported on the day of occurrence. This is Robin Das came to the house of the accused along with PW1 and daughter PW2, who is the wife of the accused, which they have witnessed, and after some time they heard Allah and then they reached to the room of the accused and Robin Das was lying in a pool of blood with the injuries, and near to him accused was standing armed with an axe who has assaulted the Robin Das with that axe. It was also appeared that PW6 and 7, the own brother and mother of the accused, have supported the evidence of PW1 and 2, and their evidences are corroborated to each other of the occurrence that accused had murdered Robin Das by assaulting him armed with the axe. The intention of the accused for committing murder of this is Robin Das reveals from the evidence number of PW1 and 2, who stated that at first accused dealt blow over Robin Das in his neck one time inside the house, and as and when they raised Allah, then the accused moved towards them, and then to save themselves they come out from the house to the road, and then accused armed with the axe following them but abusing him, he returned to his house and again dealt several blows over Robin Das. As such, it appears that accused had assaulted Robin Das second time, which leads that he had intentionally assaulted Robin Das to commit murder. As such, the evidence as revealed there was intention of the accused to commit murder of the accused. Further, in this case, witnesses, namely PW6 and 7, who are the brother and mother separate respectively of the accused, have adduced the truth of the occurrence, and they did not try to escape from the truth to save the accused. They are trustworthy, and there are no such version to disbelieve them. The allegation was that accused armed with deadly weapon and X assaulted the deceased. Evidence of eyewitnesses, namely PW number 1, 2, 6, and 7 regarding assault to the deceased with an X appears truthful and corroborated to each other's, and further medical evidence PW 10 also supported, and the same could not be discarded on the ground of interestedness. After careful scrutiny of the entire evidences on the record, it appears that on 13/5/16 at about 11 a.m., informant PW1 Srimati Rita Das, PW2 Srimati Malaya Das, and wife of the accused along with Robin Das came to the house of the accused to keep PW2 in his house, and also being the father-in-law tried to make understand the accused to maintain peaceful life with his wife PW2. But without giving any reply, armed with the axe, assaulted his father-in-law Robin Das. As a result, he died. Such accused assaulted the deceased inside the room while the accused moved to come out from his house, and thereafter the accused came out from the house to assault PW number 1 and 2, but he could not assault them. Then he again moved towards the deceased, and second time he assaulted the deceased with the axe with intent to kill him. The intention of the accused clearly reveals from the facts as well as the evidences of the case. The evidences of eyewitnesses, that is PW numbers 1 and 2, which have been supported by the PW number 6 and 7, are cogent and consistent. On considering the above discussion and after careful scrutiny of all circumstances which the prosecution tried to establish by adducing cogent, reliable, and trustworthy evidences, and after considering the settled proposition of law regarding basing of conviction, I find that the evidence which were established by prosecution unerringly leads to the conclusion that accused committed murder the deceased Robin Das. On the basis of this proposition, my lord, paragraph 42 is the sentence for life with a fine of 10 years, 10,000 rupees, 10,000, and in default 6 months more, my lord. So far as, my lord, that 164, although that corroborations are there, PW 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6, my lord, though interestedness of the evidences as a relative, it is discarded, my lord. So far as intention is concerned in this appeal, in this trial, my lord, intention is not proved, my lord. Though material exhibits have been discovered from the one of the villagers' house, my lord, it is never put to any forensic for forensic examination that it is, although some of the evidences laid that blood oozing and blood stains are there, whether it is of the accused persons or not, and whether that act belongs to the particular accused or not, it is not established, firstly. Secondly, my lord, in one of the evidences is Cross, who happened to be the independent evidences as well as the investigating officer. It is said that normally that axe and bicycle is found everywhere in the houses, in the village households, my lord. So far as intention is concerned, my lord, PW 1 and 2 try to rely only that how the assault come, my lord. How he assaulted the this is, my lord. But prior to that, what is the intention and what is the reason of this that assault or that commotion? It was not reflected. So far as this commotion is concerned, my lord, it is only the PW 6 164 statement, that is the mother of the accused, my lord. While discussing the evidences by the learned trial court below, that commotion part is not mentioned, or neither it give any trustworthiness to that portion of evidence of the PW 6, my lord. Where I would like to, my lord, brings page 84 of the paper book. Though it is not exhibited, it's just a part of paper book, make as 164, my lord, of Nilima Das. I would like to read, my lord. I know informant Rita Das as she is my Bioni, son's mother-in-law. The mother of my daughter-in-law Maloya Das. The incident took place around 11:30 a.m. on 13/5/16. At that time, I was doing my household chores at home. Accused Arup Das is my son. Then the said accused was sleeping. On the previous day, that is 15/5/16, my daughter-in-law went to her parental home. On the day of incident, my daughter-in-law came to our house along with parents and went to the room of Arup. After a while, I heard the sound of quarrel. That quarrel ensued between my son and his father-in-law. This part of evidence is not discussed in the learned court below's, my lord, observations while convicting the accused, my lord. That is, deceased Robin Das. After that, I saw Arup dealing 2 blows on the backside of his father with axe. When I went to resist him, he also sops me at a result which I fell down. Thereafter, we immediately called an 108 ambulances and took Robin Das to Patsala Medical, but he breathed his last in that hospital. I am unaware of the Arup's present whereabouts. I have to live separately due to atrocities committed by Arup. So on the day of occurrence, that altercation between that father-in-law and the accused, my lord, deceased and the accused, this portion is not reflected anyone in the discussion analysis of the learned court below's explanations, my lord. And so far as
PW7.
PW7, it's 164 evidence. It is before magistrate, my lord, and it is a trustworthy one. It's not 161. So this part is not discussed. While intention is tried to be made clear that he intentionally killed his father-in-law. So prior to that, some bit of commotion was there. It is very much reflected from this line, my lord. And that is in any of the evidences, learned court below has never depicted the same, my lord. And that though some quarrelsome situation and assault was tried to be denied by the PW1 and PW2, my lord, with her with the daughter, my lord, but all these corroborations, if we go, and as well as that cross examinations, my lord.
Is this the only 164 statement?
Yes, this is only 164 statement, my lord.
Only PW7.
PW7. Another one is there.
PW6,
6 is also there, my lord.
page 69.
Page that is earlier in page 69.
PW6.
6, my lord. This is the 164 of his brother, my lord, and that is marked as Exhibit 3.
Oh.
Raman Das. I know informant Rita Das. She is the mother-in-law of accused Arup Das. Accused Arup Das is my brother. The incident took place around 11:30 p.m. 13/5/16. About that time, I was in the Panchayat office nearby our house. I came across Arup Das' wife, Srimati Maloya Das, and her parents on the way some 15-20 minutes. After that, I heard an uproar in our house that Arup had cut someone, and I could learn that he hacked his father-in-law, Robin Das. After that, I saw my brother holding an axe in his hand in front of the house. Arup forbid everyone from entering the house, and being armed with the axe, chased the public away. Then I saw bloodstains on the axe. After that, I entered the house and found Robin Das lying there. Someone called a 108 ambulance. I, along with Rita Das and another woman, took the injured person to Patsala Medical, but he expired about 10 minutes after our arrival at the medical. At present, I don't know the whereabouts of the accused. As he don't know about, it depicts that commotion part is not reflected in his evidence, my lord. Only axe and that he heard that murder was taken place, my lord. So, my lord, I'd like to submit that on the basis of that commotion, that intention was not intentional initially there, my lord. Due to some altercation took place, probably that accused had given that assault to the deceased, my lord. As a result of which, my lord, that he succumbed to death. And so far as pre-incident occurred that leading to that assault, my lord, it is not premeditated due to that quarrelsome situation with his wife, my lord. Though they try to negate it in their evidences, my lord, but the other evidences as well as that evidence of 6, it is established that relationship of the accused with the wife may not be so good to that extent. When she came back with that father, and father tried to resolve the issues, probably that commotion took place, on the basis of which, my lord, at the spur of moment, he assault the father, my lord. So it is not being intentional, premeditation is not there. So I'd like to submit that maybe come under 304 part 2, my lord, for which as date is there, medical evidences are also there supporting that own injuries, my lord. So his sentence may be reduced to that extent, my lord.
Exception 4.
Oh, my lord, its intention is not there, my lord. And to that extent, my lord, I'll make copies. One judgment 2019 for SCC 771, my lord. I'm sorry, my lord, I could not make extra copies. I'll give it after 5 minutes, my lord. I would like to rely the paragraphs of the judge.
Page
Para number, my lord,
No,
some
no.
long paragraphs are there. Page
2019 for SCC
14 SCC,
14.
2009 14 SCC 771, Jagriti Devi versus State of Himachal Pradesh, my lord. And here I am relying the paragraph 18 and 15 to 27 to 35, my lord.
Oh.
Where this analysis part of section 300 IPC is there, my lord. And culpable homicide relating to with intention and amounts to not intention, my lord. Relying paragraph is 27 to 35, my lord. Whether it is homicidal in nature or not homicidal, my lord. I'd like to. This is my thing.
Only one.
Para 27 onwards.
No. Just a minute.
This is my on part my I'm
Just started, your lordship. Here, your lordship, prior to that, I'll clarify your lordship as regards BW4, Binod Ujier, from 161 statement, I have checked your lordship. He's a scissor witness, he's a VDP secretary.
Is a
VDP secretary, your lordship.
PW
BW4, Binod Ujier.
regarding the secretary
secretary
Yes.
part, my lord.
village folks.
Yes,
VDB secretary.
yes, ma'am. Lordship, here the evidence of eyewitnesses, PW1, PW2, PW1 is the wife of the accused person. PW2 Moloya Das, wife of the, no, PW1 is the lordship, wife of the deceased. PW2 is the wife of the accused person, your lordship. The presence of accused person is well established. Apart from PW1 and 2, PW7, lordship, who is the mother of the accused person, your lordship. All these witnesses are related to each other. In normal course, they will not depose anything against anybody, your lordship, but the evidence of these witnesses are believable, your lordship. But there are two sides of evidence. One talks about, like PW1 talks about, your lordship, that there's no provocation part. But PW7, who happens to be the mother of the accused person, in a 164 statement as well as in a substantive evidence, she has stated about the provocation part, your lordship. So, your lordship, in a nutshell, if I can submit, your lordship, if two views are possible, the views which is in favor of the accused person will be accepted, your lordship. So, if your lordship, now there are grave and sudden provocation, if your lordship accepts the evidence of PW7, who happens to be the mother of the accused person, my lord. May I take your lordship to the evidence of PW7? Is 23. Accused Orup Das alias Kalamani is my son. Srimati Moloya Das is my daughter-in-law. I know the complainant. This is Robin Das, was the father-in-law of the accused. On the previous day of the incident, a quarrel took place between the accused and Moloya. Your lordship will kindly note that part. On the previous day, there was quarrel. They have a minor daughter. After the quarrel, Moloya went to her mother's house. On the day of occurrence, Robin Das, the complainant, mother-in-law of the accused, Moloya Das, and two other persons came. At the time, I went to the tube well behind the house to clean the dishes. The accused and we dined separately. The accused was in the house. Argument took place among them. Your lordship will kindly note that part. There was commotion. I rushed there and found Robin Das lying with his head towards the veranda of the house with cut injuries on his person. The accused assaulted Robin Das with an axe. Blood was coming out from the body of Robin Das. People gathered there. Immediately, my son Roman Das and other person took Robin Das to Patsala Civil Hospital by 108 ambulance, but in the hospital, Robin Das was declared dead. My statement was recorded in the court. I put my thumb impression in the statement. Police also took my statement. Postmortem examination was held on the dead body of Robin Das, and then it was handed over to the complainant. Then in cross, earlier I had not seen the two persons who came along with the complainant. I don't know why, say, two persons had come along with Moloya and others. The tube well is behind our house. I don't know what the argument between the complainant, Robin Das, and Moloya on the one side and the accused on the other side was. I don't know under what circumstances Robin Das sustained injury. The accused works as daily wage laborer for living. The relation between the accused and Moloya was normal. The accused was unwell on the day the complainant and others visited his house, and he did not eat anything on the day. I don't know what the complainant and the boys accompanying her talked to the accused. So this is a set of evidence coupled with 164 statement, which is a corroborative evidence, although it's not a substantive evidence, 164 statement, your lordship. Then another set of evidence, which is evidence of PW1 and 2. If I can take your lordship to evidence of PW1. Page 9. Rita Das. I am the complainant of this house. This is Robi Das, was my husband. Accused Orup Das Kolamani is my son-in-law. Accused has married my younger daughter Moloya Das. Incident had taken place at about 11 a.m. on the 30th day of last Bohag. The incident took place in the house of the accused at village Doisingri under Patasarku CPS. My daughter Moloya Das came to our house 2 days before the incident. She told us that she had come to our house as the accused had assaulted her. On the day of occurrence, I and my husband Robin Das went to the house of the accused, taking Moloya Das along. Accused Orob Das was sleeping when we reached his house. On our arrival, accused woke up and we talked inside the room. We, that is my husband and I, told our son-in-law, why do you keep quarreling, Baba? So if your lordship considers this part, your lordship, there was no grave and sudden provocation. Like in a decent way, they have just asked him, why you keep quarreling. Immediately he got up from the bed, and about that time, as my husband was coming out of the room, he took an axe and hacked my husband Robin Das with it. My husband immediately fell on the courtyard outside the room. I raised scream. Molaya Das was also raised hue and cry. Accused chased us to inflict cuts to us too. We rushed to the road raising hue and cry. The neighbors gathered there. The cut was inflicted near the neck of my husband, which corroborates the evidence of the doctor, your lordship. The injury on the neck. After chasing us, the accused again dealt cut blows on my husband. So there is brutality, your lordship. So for the second time, he was hacked, your lordship. There was intention to kill. Immediately, somebody called for an ambulance, and accordingly, an ambulance arrived there. My husband, Robin Das, was taken to Patsala Hospital in injured condition. Doctor of the hospital declared my husband dead. Postmortem examination was done on the dead body of my husband. Police handed over the dead body to us, and we performed a funeral rites in the village. The entire body of my husband was smeared with blood. Police came and questioned me. I heard that police had seized the axe. There was no argument between the accused and us. I myself lodged the Azahar with the PS. I put my thumb impression on the Azahar. I saw it's not required, your lordship. Then the cross part. The accused married Molaya following a love affair. We used to sell country liquor. My husband and I loved the accused. I could not imagine that the accused would kill my husband in that manner. The incident took place all of a sudden. My husband was an able-bodied person. The accused was sleeping while we reached there. It is not a fact that on the day of occurrence going there, in drunken state, my husband abused the accused, calling him a dog. It is not a fact that as my husband used to consume liquor, the accused often forbade him to consume liquor. The accused asked us not to sell liquor. We resell liquor. I don't know why the accused got enraged. It is not a fact that I did not state to police that Molaya had come to our house 2 days before the incident as accused had assaulted her. It is not a fact that I did not tell police that I had asked accused Orob Das as why do you quarrel, Baba? It is not a fact that I did not state to police that the accused had hacked my husband in the neck with an axe while we were coming out of the room, and that my husband had fallen down with his legs inside the room and the upper portion of his body on the courtyard. It is not a fact that I did not state to police that I had seen the blood on the person of my husband, that the accused had again inflicted cuts to my husband, and that he has chased us to cut us too. It is not a fact that I have adduced false evidence. No, sure, it's not required. Then the evidence of PW2, who is the wife of the accused. Page 12. Complainant Rita Das is my mother. Lordship has got it.
Yes.
Accused Orob Das is my husband. It has been about 10 months since the incident. I went to the house of my parents on the previous day of the incident. 2 days after, my parents took me to the house of the accused, that is my husband, to leave me there. The accused was sleeping when we arrived there. As the accused used to torture and beat me up, my parents persuaded him not to do so. After saying this, when my father was coming out of the room of the accused, my husband, that is the accused, took an axe and hacked my father Robin Das on the neck with it. When my mother and I offered resistance to the accused, he chased us to assault us too. My father fell down. Having sustained a cut injury, my father fell down on the ground with his legs inside the room and upper portion of his body on the courtyard. A large quantity of blood came out from the person of my father. My mother and I came out raising hue and cry. The accused went back to the place of occurrence and again hacked my father. So these two witnesses have repeatedly deposed. PW1 and PW2 corroborates each other, your lordship. There was repeated assault. The neighbors took my father to Patsala for treatment. My father died, and later on, we did the funeral. I lived a conjugal life with the accused for about 2.5 years. We have a daughter. Police questioned me. Then for cross part, country liquor was sold in my parental home. I had a love affair with the accused. When we, the three persons, my father, mother, and I arrived at the house of the accused, the latter was sleeping on the bed. The incident taking place after a while of her arrival. The incident took place all on a sudden. It is not a fact that on the day of occurrence, my father rebuked the accused. I could not imagine that such an incident would take place in the house of the accused. I did not state to police that the accused had chased us to assault and that he had come back and had assaulted my father again. So she denied that suggestion. It is not a fact that I did not state to police that my father had sustained injury and that he had fallen down in between the room and the courtyard. I did not state to police that my parents had come to leave me in the house of the accused. The accused did not utter anything when my father was persuading him. It is not a fact that we were the ones who rebuked the intention. So, Lordship, the evidence of the doctor, PW 10. I'll take it to take your Lordships to the opinion part only. PW 10, my lord. Lordship, page 31. Death was due to hemorrhage and shock resulting from injuries sustained over neck. All injuries were antemortem and caused by heavy shock-cutting weapon in nature. Lordship, since the wife of the accused person, after quarreling or after whatever assault was made by the accused person, was left the house of the accused and on the previous day or 2 days before, there might be Lordship, Lordship that there are some, might be premeditation part might be there, your Lordship. The intention part is there. And your Lordship, the assault was made on the vital part of the body, which in ordinary course will, in ordinary course, the victim will die, your Lordship, a person will die, your Lordship. So your Lordship takes into account all these factors, your Lordship. If you take, Lordship takes into account the evidence of PW 7, if your Lordship considers that there was grave and sudden provocation, then the case may come up within the general exception. My respectful submission is I leave it to your Lordship. But there was knowledge and intention part is there. So your Lordship, if your Lordship converts, then it might be a case under 304 part 1, my lord, not part 2. Part 1, your Lordship, because there was knowledge and intention. Exception 1. Exception of section 300, your Lordship. When culpable homicide is not murder. Lordship has got it?
Section?
Section 300, exception 1.
Yes.
Lordship has got it? There are 5 exceptions, madam. Culpable homicide is not murder. Culpable homicide is not murder if the offender, while deprived of the power of self-control by grave and sudden provocation, causes the death of the person who gave the provocation or causes the death of any other person by mistake or accident. First, that the provocation is not sought or voluntarily provoked by the offender as an excuse for killing or doing harm to any person. So these exceptions are there, your Lordship. But your Lordship takes into the murder part, section 300, the factors which will lead to murder, section 300. Except in the cases herein after accepted. Culpable homicide is murder if the act by which the death is caused is done with the intention of causing death. Secondly, if it is done with the intention of causing such bodily injury as the offender knows to be likely to cause the death of that person to whom the harm is caused. And thirdly, if it is done with the intention of causing bodily injury to any person and the bodily injury intended to be inflicted is sufficient in the ordinary course of nature to cause death. Fourthly, if the person committing the act knows that it is so imminently dangerous that it must in all probability cause death or such bodily injury as is likely to cause death, and commits such act without any excuse for incurring the risk of causing the death of such injuries therefore cease. So except in these cases, rest your lordship may be taken as exception. And the punishment is there under 304 part 1 and part 2, your lordship. Punishment for culpable homicide not amounting to murder, section 304. Whoever commits culpable homicide, your lordship has found it, my lord, 304. Whoever commits culpable homicide not amounting to murder shall be punished with imprisonment for life or imprisonment of either description for a term, which may extend to 10 years, and shall also be liable to fine if the act by which the death is caused is done with the intention of causing death or of causing such bodily injury as is likely to cause death. Then second part, or with imprisonment of either description for a term, which may extend to 10 years, or with fine, or with both, if the act is done with the knowledge that it is likely to cause death, but knowing without any intention to cause death or to cause such bodily injury as is likely to cause death. So if intention part is there, 304 part 1 will come, or else it will come to part 2, your lordship. So in this regard, may I take your lordship to two judgments of Honorable Supreme Court, my lord? I've already given the book list. 2022 4 SCC 227.
Page.
Page 227, my lord. Para 7 to 10. Should I read it or should I give the citations below? Para 7 to 10. Under what circumstances your lordship may take it as a murder or can bring the case under general exception? All has been summarized. State of Uttarakhand versus Sachendra Singh Rawat. Lordship, then para 10 of the judgment, your lordship. So stipulations are given. We can discuss, my lord. Para 10, 11, nature of weapon used, whether weapon was carried by the accused or was picked up from the spot, whether the blow is aimed at a vital part of the body, amount of force employed in causing injury, whether the act was in the course of sudden quarrel or sudden fight or free for all fight, whether the incident occurs by chance or whether there was any premeditation, whether there was any prior enmity or whether the deceased was a stranger, whether there was any grave and sudden provocation and if so the cause for such provocation, whether it was in the heat of passion, whether the person inflicting the injury has taken undue advantage or has acted in a cruel and unusual manner, whether the accused did a single blow or several blows. So all these factors are given, your lordship. So although it will depend upon facts and circumstances of each case, your lordship. In the present case, your lordship, even it was like the repeated occasion it was given. On first time it was given, again he went back, again gave the blow, as a result of which died instantaneously. So there was, your lordship, brutality, cruelty is there. So intention and knowledge was there that the victim would, in all probability, will die, your lordship. One more judgment, my lord. 2010 9 SCC 799. I have given the citations. Para 15 to 20, your lordship. Lordship, one more factor. Although I am appearing on behalf of the state, my duty is to bring it on record, whatever is in the affair and lordship, whatever way I can, your lordship. So it's in this case, the accused is only 23 years of age. At the time of commission of the offense, your lordship, he might be of 22 years. So that factor also may take into account, lordship. And if your lordship holds that this is a case which falls under general exception, then he may be convicted, your lordship, under 304 part 1. And lordship conviction, although life was given, it may be reduced. I leave it to your lordship. And if your lordship holds, your lordship, that's a case of 302, then your lordship will uphold the conviction. That is my respectful submission. Lordship, then a quantum of punishment, I leave it to your lordship. At least 15 years it should be given. It may be given. Although life is given, if your lordship reduces it to 304 part 1, lordship, that the knowledge and intention part was there, your lordship, then your lordship, conviction at least for 15 years, at least. He is 22 years, then plus 15, my lord. He has already, he is already in jail, probably from the judgment or from the trial. From trial. So it's a case of, my lord, 2016, 6 years have already gone by. He'll remain for another, like 8-9 years. Recovery part, it was not at the instance of the accused, that is there. It was just lying, bicycle was lying there, and with that the X was like.
No forensic
No forensic. That judgments are there. The procedural irregularity, defect in investigation will not lead to the that those factors will not come into effect if the prosecution stand on its own legs, my lord. Here in this case, prosecution could stand on its own legs. The accused is the perpetrator of crime.
Please, the deposition of PW7.
Yes. There is a murder, but she has honestly admitted, but that if your lordship considers her evidence, coupled with 164 statement, it's a corroborative piece of, it's not a substantive evidence.
She was
you know?
around the place of occurrence.
Yes.
That is the
And
issue.
that grave and sudden provocation part was there. Although these other two eyewitnesses do not say about grave and sudden that provocation was given. Only PW7 talks about that. Lordship, that is my respectful submission.
Her term is. We'll have to study the judgment one.
Yes, sir.
M. Barman, Leonard amicus curiae. Also her term is. B. Buyan, Leonard APP, additional for the state of Assam. Hearing concluded. Judgment reserved.
Obliged.
I'll write the judgment. Next will be.
Obliged.
Item 7. Seven.
Nobody's there.
Should we appoint a new amicus curiae or give them one more chance?
Lordship, Lordship may have a look at the earlier order, whether he was present or not.
No, early order, he was not present. 8/6/22, he was not present. Of course, that was the only order.
My learned, Fred is saying she'll inform him, my lord.
I know Mr. Rukri, I'll inform you.
Okay, okay. Mr. Day, Leonard Counsel, who has been appointed as amicus curiae, is not present today. MSB Buyan, Leonard Edition PP, appears for the state of Assam. Stop, list the matter after. How much, Jahan? 2 weeks? You please inform.
Yes, I'll-
Your husband kills his wife in this case, present
Mhm.
case.
8,
It is
Atibor.
Atibor, yes. Atibor, MH Loskar. Who's MH Loskar? Do you know? Mr. MH Loskar unable to recognize, make out.
He was present on the last occasion.
Huh. Atibor. There are no evidence in this matter at all. In fact, accused assaulted his wife and the wife died. But there, apart from extrajudicial confession, there is nothing. All hearsay,
Okay.
no explanation. Oh, there was an.
Mr. M.H. Laskar, Leonard amicus curiae is absent. MSS Jahan, Leonard Edition PP appears for the state of Assam. List up to 2 weeks.
নতুন আসলে কেউ এখানে নেই।
9,
9 also these S Islam. Again, the councils are not here. Here also the wife was killed by the husband.
All these letters
She
are
too-
coming up, my lord.
Yes. He
Killing
took,
of wife.
he took to the Orang. There's a place called Orang. He took her there. And then thereafter the wife was missing. And after a number of days, she was recovered. The body was buried. It was led by the accused. And then a decomposed body they recovered. This is a court case. Udalguri.
Okay.
There are
Mr. S. Islam,
circumstances.
Leonard amicus curiae is absent. S. Jahan, Leonard Edition PP appears for the state of Assam. List the matter again. 2 weeks.
Zamiruddin.
Jamil.
He does.
Then-
He does Monjit. Puribe? It is my name.
Wait, please, your lordship.
Lord, this is an appeal against acquittal.
Against acquittal,
Yes,
For
my lord.
appeal against acquittal,
you are the
I'm-
informant,
Informant.
the other side perhaps is not here today, Mr.
respondents,
For the accused,
accused.
BK Mishra, S Islam, A Hawari.
Nine.
Without their representation, it would be difficult.
You are Mr.
MK Das, my lord.
Heard Mr. M. Gedas, Leonard Counsel for the appellant.
It will ask me.
Also heard S. Jahan and the additional people for the state of Assam. None appears for the respondent number
Two.
2.
No, one.
One, my lord.
None appears for the respondent number 1. Accordingly, list the matter after 2 weeks.
Deeply obliged.
Not,
A date, if
that will be difficult. We'll say 2 weeks.
say, obliged.
11.
I was informed they'll take adjournment with respect to this matter.
Ma'am, Your Lordship, matter will be adjourned for the day and fixed it on 27 April, Thursday. It will be Thursday, ma'am.
April,
April, 27 April.
you're for the
Petitioners.
appellant.
Yes,
Hmm,
madam.
Appellant.
Appellant.
Your good name?
B. Saikya.
On request made by B. Saikia, learned counsel for the appellant. Is the matter on 27th of April,
Yes, madam.
2023. Ms. S. Jahan, learned addition B. Appeals for the state of Assam.
Much obliged.
Part two matters are listed in part one. Even tomorrow, there are few part two matters which are again listed in part one. So then it will again get jumbled up if your lordship takes up part two now. No, Kali 38 item number is listed tomorrow.
Anybody around interested parties?
May it please Your Lordship, my lord, part two item 158, my lord, my case is that. My lord, if my lord permit, my lord kindly take my lord tomorrow, my.
No, if that is the case, I'm not passing any orders.
Fine.
In part two.
Well, we are ready for hearing, my lord.
158, I hope the file has come.
No.
File is not here.
File is not there, that's why.
That's why. They're listing 5 matters every day,
Hmm.
so we keep it that way.
Fine.
Let your turn come.
Appellant.
I do accept.